Welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human. My name is Ken Van Camp. In each episode, Keke presents a dog's perspective on life and growing up in the human world. In this episode, Keke reveals her vast responsibilities that her humans had no appreciation for, and why there may be consequences to her fulfilling her duties. I hope you enjoy our presentation as we start with Lesson 67. Sometimes you have to poop in the house. Duties come first. The other day, Daddy and I took a walk around the neighborhood. After we returned home, I pooped on a pee-pee pad in the corner of the dining room. Daddy was not happy. "Keke," he said, "we were outside for almost half an hour. Why did you poop inside? That pad was only there for emergencies." Clearly, there was a misunderstanding. Couldn't he see how busy I was? I packed 2 hours' worth of responsibilities into that half hour, and he rushed me to finish before we got home. Perhaps it would help if I explained my vast array of obligations. From the moment I step outside, smells, sounds, tastes, and sights bombard my senses. Some are familiar, others are foreign. I cannot study them all at once, so I shunt many aside for later investigation. I quickly complete an inspection to secure the borders. If any intruders are present, they need to be ejected, within the constraints of that blasted leash. Darn you silly bipeds! You hire me to do a job and then stop me from finishing it. If there are no current interlopers, I can sniff the ground to determine who crossed the lines of demarcation since my last walk. Some are friends, some are foes, and some are just interesting. Did we really have 213 earthworms come up for air during the rain last night? I check friends' scents for health. I identify and catalog any unknown ones. There are sounds everywhere. Humans, machines, animals, birds, insects, etc. A constant distraction, even if not relevant to the task at hand. And the sights! Aside from the squirrels who think they own the place, hawks and buzzards float on the updrafts, yellow warblers flit from tree to tree, and cardinals nest in our oak. Depending on the season, butterflies, bees, and dragonflies crisscross yards and gather around flowers to pollinate, gossip, or do whatever else they do. And that's just our yard. Multiply that by 30 or 40 on a typical walk. So forgive me if I'm a little distracted when we go walking. I have bigger fish to fry, like the one shown below, which we found on our deck one morning. The remains pictured were 8 inches long. No kidding, although the nearest lake is almost a quarter-mile away. I filed this under M for mysteries, or perhaps that should be for murder. The picture shows the skeleton of a half-eaten fish on the ground, with the caption, "Mysterious fish remains that showed up on our front porch one morning." Duties come first. Duties come later. Isn't that our agreement? Perhaps this little song will help explain it better. Keke's busyness. I'm late for a job that cannot wait. I'm sorry if you're miffed, but I mostly taste and sniff. I hate debate on stuff they ate, but really must investigate. That's why I took a whiff. No. No time to pee or poop. I fortify and snoop. I track and act and check the facts, and then I must regroup. Whoop! I'm late. No time for big debate. So much to chew and sniff and do. My sample plate is worth the rate, although you often hesitate. That's why I'm in a stew. Phew! I'm late. Can't you see I'm late? Thank you for listening to this episode of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human. I'm Ken Van Camp, and I hope you've enjoyed this performance. If so, please rate it and leave feedback. You can post feedback on our Facebook page or email. The addresses are in the episode description. We are dropping a new episode of Keke's podcast every weekend on all major podcast apps. Make sure you follow Keke's Guide so you'll be notified as each episode becomes available. So, what will happen next? Will Keke get away with pooping in the house? Or will her humans clamp down on her duties? Be sure to join us for the next episode of Keke's Guide to Training Your Human and find out. Because dogs are people too, you know?